Assalamu alaikum everyone. I hope you're doing really well. Today I wanted to share something that is really real and raw. It is something that came through to me while I was working on my Ya Azim grid, and it really transported me into a really beautiful zone of letting go. And I thought this is something I really want to share with you all. There's always been this sense of trying to be perfect, right? Most of us have been taught in school to get good grades, to wear the right kind of uniform, have all the creases in place, the shoes need to be white, and all of this, like ways that we need to be a certain way to pass through a certain qualification or to achieve something. And for me, one of the things that really affected me was when I create lines and I move my ruler. Most people will think, oh, you're not doing this right, or you could do it this way, and then the line wouldn't smudge. And I always had a problem with the smudge, but yet there was a part of me that was really enjoyed these smudges. So today, for the first time, instead of worrying about not creating the smudge, I literally allowed myself to break free from that mental pattern of perfection, that the line has to be straight and it has to be like a certain way for it to make it look beautiful. And I just went on celebrating those mistakes and saying, hang on, let me keep looking at it. I kept creating these lines, like just straight lines, and then smudging it purposefully instead of thinking that it's a mistake, allowing myself to make that mistake and see where it takes me, rather than worrying about it, rather than controlling it, rather than saying, okay, I really need to get better at this, why am I not being able to do this right? And this inner dialogue, the critic that we have as an artist or as just a person living on this planet where everything has to be a certain way. I said, you know what, I don't care. I actually don't care, because it's not really about these lines. So let me just see how I can celebrate it. So I looked at it and then I said, hang on, I'm just going to expand this mistake, the smudge that I made. I'm just going to use that mistake, so-called mistake, which is not a mistake, but I'm going to make it, expand it into, like, you know what? Take it all over the page, not just tiny smudges, but let's just play with the smudge and make it even bigger. Like, okay, so yes, all I see on the sheet of paper is not the lines, not the perfection, not the beauty, but that what is all smudged, what is all like messed up. Okay, where is this gonna take me? When I gave myself the permission to do that, and then I decided I'm going to ink it with what, like the biggest darkest color, right? I'm not going to just ink it with any color. I'm going to ink the whole thing so that it's the mistake, so-called mistake that I feel it is, let's make it even bigger than what it is, right? I allowed myself to sit in my own mistake, in my own puddle, and go deeper into it by saying, hang on, let me see where this takes me. And the more I kept doing it, I kept looking at the center circle, which was Ya Azim and Allah. There's a system to it. There's a way the grid worked, right? And there's a pattern, there's a system, there's a rhythm to the circle, and then there is a square which holds us, and then there's Ya Azim, which is right in the center, which is completely noor, like, which is completely white, right? So dunya is what is holding me, and it's Allah who is allowing me to experience this dunya. But here I am constantly making mistakes. Like, I am constantly telling myself, okay, I'm not good at this. I failed again and again and bloody again. I keep failing. Why am I not learning? And I thought, okay, you know what? I'm just going to go in with, I am not learning. I am making mistakes. I am full of mistakes. I'm full of insecurities. I'm full of, not doing things right, not being enough. Okay, I am not enough. Like, I allowed myself to keep saying these things that, okay, all right, constantly, like, we have these healers and mentors and, spiritual people, you are enough, this is that, blah, blah, blah. What that does is that really bypasses the fact that we have to first own that we do make mistakes. We are constantly trying not to make mistakes and be perfect. For who are we trying to be perfect? Because we're so imperfect, and then I just expanded that mistake, or the smudge, into a whole, like, okay, let's just let the paper take over, the whole paper, with smudges, with whatever happens will happen, I don't care. Because to me, I was able to see the inside being held by Allah, and the outside was all about the smudges that I will make, the process of learning, the messiness, the spilling out of paper, the dropping of the ink everywhere, and then, okay, just following certain form. I've been told to be a certain way, but I've broken all these things, and I'm left with nothing in my head other than people just telling me, this is the mistake you've made, and looking at me as, oh, poor thing, or whatever. Like, I am a definition in people's heads of everything that could go wrong is gone wrong with this woman. So I said, okay, let me just sit with all that has gone wrong. And every time I did it, I felt liberated. When I allowed my mistakes to expand, so that I could actually sit with it and see, where is it going to take me? No amount of mistake I made was at all able to touch the inside of my square. Everything was outside the square. Inside was Ya Azim, holding me in my body and in my soul. He was reminding me that, Hamna, you can make as many mistakes as you like, because you're going to be full of it. You will never ever be not making a mistake, because first of all, you are this ink that spills, that is not going to be perfect without me. The only thing you need in your life is me, to bring stability, to bring clarity, to bring a rhythm, to hold you. Without me, you are just this ink that just goes here and there and here and there. And that's how I created you to be. I created you to make the mistake, so that you are able to see who is the one who makes no mistakes. For me creating you, meaning Allah saying, Ya Azim, who has created my body in utmost perfection, who has given me and blessed me with His Noor in my being, is not a mistake. I am not a mistake for my Allah. I am His choice. I am exactly how He chose me to be. It is me who's making mistakes, not because I'm weak or bad or away from Allah, but because every mistake I make is me celebrating and remembering that my Allah makes no mistakes. It is me who will make a mistake. It is me who feels hollow. So I started doing these random shapes that started coming through me, and I didn't think about what it was going to be, but these were like hollow voids or things, insecurities I was holding, imperfections, like pointless circles, like I'm going in loops in my head, constantly thinking, oh my God, I've done this, I am this, and me is defining myself as constantly something that is gone crazy, like not perfect, not like other people, not able to draw straight lines, but constantly making smudges, falling down deeper and deeper into the darkness. But what is this darkness showing me? That the only one who can bring me up is my Allah. I am like stuck in my own little world, like the dunya pulls me and creates more voids inside me and makes me feel more insecure. You're not right, you're not doing this good, you're not this is like my own internal chatter. But then again, there is Allah who stays there with me, with all that I am. Like I'm constantly running after dunya. Like when you see these lines, I'm saying, okay, when will I get more abundance? When will I get the love that I crave for? When will I get whatever it is that my heart desires? Like these needs, and these are wants that are inside of me. But then Allah makes no mistakes. Like He makes no mistakes. It is me who's wanting all this, but He knows when to give me and how to give me and who through to give me and how much to give me. For I don't really know what it is that I even need, because you see, I am this smudge which is just there. But the beauty of my existence is that my mistake, my every single mistake, my every single flaw, my every single smudge celebrates my Allah for being the one that is perfect. It is me who has spaces in me that are not feeling full, like they're incomplete, or I'm not good enough, or I am struggling, or whatever it is. It is me who is, but he did not make me to be in that space. It is me who's choosing to feel like my mistakes are like the biggest thing on my paper. But in reality, everything about me speaks about him, because I am ultimately his creation. So this piece that you see is about my feelings, my emotions, of how I feel in that moment, raw and real, that I am owning to my weaknesses. I'm owning to being human. I'm owning that I have committed sins. I'm owning to everything, with every vulnerability, every single tiny speck of me is saying, I am willing to look at all of me. And then yet again, I will only see you. I will only see you, because in my perfections, I see you as perfect. I see you as the one who has no flaw, as the one who doesn't smudge, as the one who's created me in a way that, my body is perfect. My ruh is that belongs to you. So how can you make a mistake putting this ruh in this body, which you have chosen to carry your essence? You see, I am not these mistakes are not, they're not coincidental. They are for me to learn through every stroke, every smudge, about my imperfections, about me going crazy in my head. But Allah is not crazy. Allah is clarity. He is so pure. He doesn't have like Hamna's good, Hamna's bad, Hamna's this, Hamna's that. Hamna is his. Just the fact that I am his, that he calls me his, is enough for me to not worry about who calls me theirs or not, because I belong to him. It is every mistake I have made has always made me feel humble, in knowing that I am weak, I am human, I am in need of his love. And the only thing he created me as was his love. With all my mistakes, you see, every smudge, every line I create on the sheet of paper right now, as I'm working through it, I'm expressing how I'm feeling internally, right? But actually, what is happening is, Ya Azim is not being touched. My mistakes don't define him. And my mistakes and my sins and my flaws were all gifted to me as a way to turn to him. They were like these portals, these doorways. So everything I lack, he is, right? And so if he is everything, then when I turn to him, he will give me everything that he knows is best for me. He is working on me, carving me to become the person that can share the light of Ya Azim with other people through art. And I can't emphasize enough how valuable it is to write the names of Allah. We constantly think of, oh my God, my handwriting's not good. We judge ourselves and all that sort of stuff. And I cannot tell you that how deeply it impacts the soul's awakening to its Allah through the writing. Because you see, writing, the pen was the first creation of Allah Ta'ala that wrote everything. And He's given this pen in my hand, in your hand, to write and celebrate His names. We can keep going in living in dunya and feeling the chaos that you see that I'm drawing right now. My brain sometimes goes in circles and it's like constantly reminding me of what all wrong I've done. But every single thing that I have done wrong has led me to understand how right my Allah is. I could not have done what I've done if he didn't want me to, and if he has wanted me to be where I am today, my insecurities, my mistakes, my flaws, my sins are all a gift from him to show me that A, he is the most forgiving. B, the only thing he wants me to learn from my mistakes is to see that he doesn't make mistake in allowing me to make that mistake, and that mistake that I made is a gift of his, because my ego says I'm so great, I'll never do anything wrong, but he says, see, there you go, you fall again, but then you come back to me and I'll pick you up again, because he's Rahman and Rahim. So I hope this video reaches you in time when you are wanting to start your journey with your Allah, inshallah ta'ala. And if that's something that you want to do with me, you're most welcome to join my Friday sessions or book me for a one-to-one, or become a member of my Patreon, and all these details are given below. Patreon has all my sessions which have completely shifted my life and brought me closer to Allah and gave me the clarity to connect to him through art, and how important it is to write his name, to celebrate him, to value him, so that we can remember not only ourselves but be in awe of Allah, be in reverence and devotion of who he is. So just the last thing I want to say before I end this video is, there's no amount of mistake that you make is going to not make your Allah love you. Your Allah loves you because he created you out of his love, and you are that who he poured his light into. So never ever ever feel like that anything that you do is going to come in between you and your Allah. Your every mistake, every single mistake that you have made celebrates him as the one who makes no mistakes. So your mistakes are the portals to coming home to him, to his light, to your heart, and to forgive yourself, because that mistake was not a mistake when you think of it from Allah's eyes. He gave it to you as a way so you could come home to him. I'm sending you lots of love, light, and peace, everyone. Enjoy yourselves, and if this video resonated with you in any way, please leave me a comment, connect with me, and I'd love to hear from you. Take good care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon. Allah Hafiz.